TorahCafe.com.
Soup. A third, I'm making one recipe because you'll see it's a nice big recipe. Do not neglect to put the oil in your soup. You will see a lot of you are enjoying my cookbooks. Who has my cookbooks? You see that I never put stock and I never put broth. I put oil and a very good choice of vegetables, and I'm there. I'm there. Third of a cup. Okay, how much onion do I have there? Large. Celery, how much? Peeled. Peeled, please, because then you lose all that bitter. What else? No. What goes now? What gets sauteed now? Just the onion and the celery? Very nice. Look. You see what you're doing. In other words, the idea that everything gets mushy with the food processor, that's just troubleshooting. That means where were you? You're here. You're supposed to be mashgiach. You have to supervise. I see. Did it get mushy yet? No, not even close. It's getting thinner. 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 Done. Fantastic. That's exactly what I want. I didn't waste any time. The timing is good. I put this into heat, and while the oil was heating, I had a few seconds to do the chop, so everything is timed correctly. Right? Now, stir this, please. When we say stir something, we're not asking you to slave and just go like this, like 1, 2, 3, 4 times, and come back to it. Don't just stay there, otherwise it would be slavery. We need you to be free. We were not supposed to be 2 people doing the soup, 1 person. So what would I do? I would give it a stir, and we are okay, and then come back. It's doing very, very nicely. We got. Sure. Not simmer. Simmer we didn't say. If you do simmer, it will take you 3 hours. Why would you want this? We have to cook, so we're not simmering. We are cooking at a lively medium, and that's exactly what I told you.
And you're putting in boiling water and not boiling?
No. I was just trying to save time and put it in as hot as possible. It will come to a boil, right? It will come to a boil, and then it will cook. If you started with cold water, in other words, the cooking time starts when everything came to a boil. So now the question on the applies, how long did it take until it got to boiling time? If you started with hot water, it will take less time. If you started with cold water, it will take more time. All we need to know is, starting from the point where it's boiling, you are reducing it to medium, and now the cooking time that I give you starts applying only then. Otherwise, you will never find your count. Okay. Look at this. Parsnips. Oh my God, they're so good. They are so good. I used roots very extensively, and not as an afterthought or a garnish or something that gets discarded. They are it. They are the stars and the co-stars of whatever it is you're making. Low starch, delicious flavor, full of nutrients. Go for them. See what your big opening does? Don't worry how large the piece is. Here. How many is this? Is 2? 3? How many did I tell you? 4 large, that's enough. More than enough. Here. Look. You don't need to preoccupy yourself to cut it like in another machine, to put it here. my veggies go in. You see that? Okay, curry lemongrass. We're going to do this. Wonderful. Fantastic combo. Curry, how much? One recipe. Beautiful. Curry. Lemongrass. Very capricious little flavoring. They are long stalks, and you take out the rough leaves, and you get to the tender leaves. They can be hard to find. What do we do then? We buy dry lemongrass. Mine, I went to Kalustian's and he took his lemongrass and he ground it in a machine. I can't be without it because I make tea, I make infusions, I make lots of fantastic things with it. Look, ground just like any spice. Delicious, absolutely delicious. This is it. This is my own spicing. Curry, lemongrass, and turmeric. It's delicious. Oh, so why is it that we cannot substitute something and still get the same taste? Because it has this crazy and wonderful combination of flavors built in. It tastes a little like ginger, and a little like lemon, and a little like verbena. The three of them are combined in this. Yolanda, por favor, how much turmeric? Dame agua, por favor. Okay, beautiful. This is not 2 teaspoons. Beautiful. Now, this. Now, you can certainly go and cream the soup, but I thought if I cut everything very small, you don't have very chunky. 1 second. Córtame la 4 esta con esto. Look. How wonderful is that? Look at this little gizmo I have here. This little gizmo, that's the only gadget I love. Otherwise I don't have. This is great help. No, that's it, finished. Give me another 2 nice big apples. 2, it's okay. It will put water, it will come to a boil, and it will become bad. Resist the idea to stir. What for? It's not a cake. 2, 3, and look what's going to happen. I'm not even cutting, unless they are gigantic and can't go in. 3, 4, look. I tell you again why I absolutely adore the large opening of this food processor. Look at this. Too big, cut them in half. If they were a drop smaller, I would put the whole entire apple as is. Yes, please. Did you beat that, right? Take it out of the box, take it out of the box, take it out of the box, onto the counter. So next week I have a big demo in Muncie, Nasa Scala, I think. Anybody from Muncie? So I asked the woman, I don't know her, she sounds very lovely. I said, you're going to take the food processor out of the box? It is out of the box, I can't live without it. It's going to get along great. Okay. I didn't even peel. What can you do with this? If you do it fast, you can make apple latkes, apple salad with cabbage, cucumber. Suddenly, when you see how easy and how you dispatch the job, ideas will come to you what you make because it doesn't take too much time. You understand? Okay. Apple cider, 4 cups, unfiltered. In other words, natural. Not like the baby foodie kind of that goes into a bottle. You know what I mean? The clear. This is unfiltered and it's wonderful. Delicious. This. And then water, how much? 10 cups, like? Because this is going to give you lots of moisture. 6 cups plus the 4 is 10 cups. That's plenty. Now, let me say a word about how I count liquid and salt and all that for soup. Err on the side of less wet. What are you going to do if it's packed solid with if it's, let her give you another cover, please. Err on the side of less salty. Err on the side that you have to add liquid rather than the opposite. What are you going to do? Then you're going to say, oh, I can always add, I don't know, potato flakes. Is it going to be as good? No, you're diluting the flavors. The idea is to make it start with something that you can do something about. Adjust. That's why all my recipes, always for soup, always tells you adjust seasoning and texture. Meaning I already have a suspicion that it's not going to be salty enough. I already have a suspicion that it's not going to be, that it's going to be too thick. Okay, we'll add water or wine or milk or whatever it is that we're going to add. But I have a recourse. You understand? Okay. Salt in soup. Start with 1 tablespoon. That is very conservative. If you need more later, we'll see. But at least don't spoil it for the poor guys who cannot have very salty. If I put 1 tablespoon and I know this is going to give me 12 to 16 servings, each serving is going to be 1 or 2 good pinches, because 16 times 2 good pinches is 1 tablespoon, maybe not even. You know what I mean? So we are okay. We're not like exaggerating, not making like something that's unbelievably, horribly salty. Once you do that, I forgot the sage in this soup, so we're going to put the sage. Sage is a most interesting herb. I love it. Very woodsy, earthy. This is almost there. Yeah, hold it for me. You're going to take just 2 sprigs. I'm going to chop them, give them a rough chop. Look, 1, 2, just the leaves, right? Yeah. And we're going to mince them. Look, I'm going to take a little. Here. I love these little knives. Let me give them a nice little plug. I bought them at Zabar's, color coordinated, which is always perfect for us. Milchig, Fleischig, Parav. And then there's one more. They are so sharp. I think they are ceramics. Did we say they're ceramics? Corn Recon. Oh, they're not color coordinated? They're unbelievable. Fantastic. Love them. They just make mincing and cutting just much. The paring knives. I have 4 paring knives. Beautiful. Look. I'm sure I'll need more water here, but I'm going to let it go. Beautiful. Okay, you, how are you doing? Very nice. This is my soup. Gorgeous. You know, just for expediency's sake, I'm going to cream this soup, just so it gets easier to serve.